What if the front desk was gone and nobody even noticed? In this hotel, guests walk in, they scan a QR code, and instantly they're talking to a lifelike AI concierge that knows everything. Without even having to say a word, it knows your name, your booking, your preferences. And now it can answer your questions like, where's the remote? How do I turn on the AC? It can arrange spa treatments for you, book shuttle services, and even take care of room service. No apps, no logins, no wait time. And here's the scary part. It's actually faster, more accurate, and way more available than real hotel staff. So the question is, where is the future of luxury hospitality going, especially in terms of guest experience, and what happens to the hotels that don't adapt? In the next few minutes, I'll show you a live demo of what this agent looks like, and then I'll show you exactly step by step on how I built it and how you could integrate it into your business. My name is Liam. I help hospitality professionals use and implement AI in their hotels. So if you're wondering how to use AI in your hotel, feel free to book a free AI consultation call below this video. Just use the first link and I look forward to hearing from you. Now let's get into the video. So once your guests have checked into their hotel room, they can use the camera on their phone to scan a QR code. This QR code will then lead them directly to the AI agent and they can talk to it immediately.
Hello Liam Teachins, my name is William. What do I have the pleasure of helping you with today?
Hi William, I can't find the remote control in my room.
Hello Mr. Teachins. In your executive suite, the remote control should be located on the coffee table in the living area. If you still have trouble finding it, please let me know, and I'll be happy to
I found it.
further.
Wonderful. Could you help me arrange a shuttle service for tonight at 7 p.m?
Of course, Mr. Teachins. Could you please provide me with the destination for your shuttle service?
I'd like to go to the Great Steaks restaurant in Geneva.
Thank you, Mr. Teachins. To confirm, you would like to arrange a shuttle service for tonight at 7 p.m. to the Great Steaks restaurant in Geneva. Is that correct?
That's right, yep.
Hold on a sec.
Wonderful.
Your shuttle service...
Thank you. Could I book a spa treatment? Do you have maybe something like a Swedish massage?
Certainly, Mr. Teachins. We do offer Swedish massages, which typically last around 60 minutes and are priced at 100 Swiss francs. Could you please let me know your preferred date and time for the treatment?
Would tomorrow at 10 a.m. work?
All right, I'll check for availability now. It appears that the requested time of 10 a.m. is unavailable due to a busy schedule. However, I can offer you the following alternative time slots for the Swedish massage. 1. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. 2. 11:45 a.m. onwards. Please let me know if any of these times...
Fine, yeah, let's do 11:45 then, if that works.
Perfect. I'm finalizing the reservation now. Your Swedish massage has been successfully booked for tomorrow at 11:45 a.m. If there's anything else you need, Mr. Teachins...
There is actually. I'd like some coconut water delivered to my room at 12 o'clock. Today, ideally.
Certainly, Mr. Teachins. I'll arrange for coconut water to be delivered to your room. Executive Suite 106 at 12 o'clock today. Let me confirm this for you. This'll just take a sec. Your request for coconut water to be delivered to your room at 12 o'clock today has been successfully arranged. If there's anything else you require, please feel free to let me know.
No, that's good. Thank you. So as you can see, this is a very, very powerful way to improve your guest experience and also take a workload off of your staff. Honestly, I've never experienced this myself in a hotel, and if I was able to access my personal AI concierge around the clock who speaks in a voice like that, that is next level. Let me show you how to build one for your hotel. First of all, this is an overview of the solution. The customer scans the QR code, which initiates the phone call. If you wonder how I did this, I just went to ChatGPT and asked it, create a QR code that when scanned calls this number, and I gave it this number, which is hooked up to the AI assistant, and it literally just gave me a QR code which you can download, and then when you scan this, it calls the number, which is pretty cool. Once that's called, first of all, there's a system in the background, and I'll show you how to set this up in just a sec. It looks at which number is this calling from, and based on the number that's called, it figures out who's the guest, what's the name, what's the room type, basically all the information that you can see here. It automatically extracts, so when it picks up the phone call then in the next step, when the call gets answered, it already knows who you are, what room you booked, and all the information, right? Then it can answer questions from a knowledge base, and this can not just happen at the start. This can happen whenever you want throughout the whole process. And the knowledge base is just a document that you provide with some questions and answers and some details on your hotel. From there on, it can do three things: room service, shuttle, or spa. In the case of spa treatment, it asks what time and what massage, checks for availability in the calendar. If that works, then it asks for confirmation before booking it. And it's that simple because it already knows your details. It can book everything under your name. It can charge you because it knows what booking you have without you even having to say who you are, which is pretty cool. So if you just call from the right phone number, it automatically knows who you are. Next, the shuttle just asks for the time and destination, confirms that, books it because it once again knows all your details. Room service, same thing, just asks you what would you like and when would you like it. And because it already knows what room you're in, because that's what got retrieved at the beginning, it can instantly book it and let the staff know. To build one of these for yourself, you're going to need three softwares. First of all, Vappy, then OpenAI, and Make.com. Vappy is going to be the main platform where we actually build the voice AI. Make.com will be used to connect the voice assistant into whatever project management or hotel management software you use. And then OpenAI is a bit of brain power behind it. So as I said just now, we are using Google Sheets and Google Calendar, but of course you can integrate this into any type of software that you have. Whether it's a Paleo, for example, I've already done a separate video on how I integrated an AI agent into that software, or maybe you have a completely different hotel software run by Oracle or someone else. It can be integrated into any type of system. So it's very flexible, but we used Google Sheets for the example. Let's start with Vappy. So basically, to start, you will only need to make one assistant. If you've never been in Vappy before, there are tons of tutorials online on how to learn this. This won't be a step-by-step guide. I'd just like to show you the overview of what goes into building one of these solutions. So basically what you'd have to do is you go onto Assistants and then create a new assistant. And then in the assistant, you can choose a few things. So first of all, you choose the prompt. I've already done a separate video on prompting. I can link that just up here somewhere. And you can watch that to learn how to actually write one of these prompts. To go through, we basically told it that his name is William, that the context is that the people will be calling from within their hotel room, and then he can help with answering questions, booking spa treatments, room service, and arranging shuttles. Then we gave him a step-by-step instruction on how to act. This is especially important for gathering the information. We've basically told him, for example, for the shuttle service, make sure to collect the destination and the date and time, then confirm it, and then you're allowed to book it. Because we don't want the agent to accidentally book something because somebody said something by mistake. Then, one other thing that's quite important is this thing down here. It's a variable built into Vappy which lets the assistant know what time it is. A lot of amateurs just don't implement this, so if you say something like, can you have a spa treatment ready for me in the next half an hour, the agent still thinks it's 2023, for example. And adding this makes it just know what time it currently is. Then we keep going into the details that it should always use the guest's name, for example. And I'll go into these things in a moment. These are variables, and I'll show you how to set these up. Told it the guest info. Once again, I'll get to this in a second. Given it some examples. Told it this is also very important to pronounce the phone numbers like this, because otherwise it tries to say the numbers all at once, and it just sounds terrible. So if you tell the agent to put a little dash in between, that always helps. And to pronounce CHF as Swiss francs and min in minutes. Just little mistakes that you learn over time. Nice. Basically the notes section is for putting everything that doesn't work yet. You can always just dump stuff in there, and yeah, it'll usually fix a lot of things, because I'll cover this more in the prompt video that I linked up there, but the assistant pays attention to what's said first and last the most. That's why we have the notes at the bottom to emphasize specific points. Now, heading into the variables, basically what this does is it allows your assistant to have a dynamic prompt. What this means is that basically we've set this up in the back end, that it first of all looks at the phone number who's calling, and then based on the phone number is able to identify the name, the room type, for example executive suite, and the room number. And that way the AI already knows who's calling, and the guest doesn't have to say, I'm in room 106. It's a lot more a seamless and professional experience. And to set this up, we have make workflows in make.com. We've got two workflows. This one is for the shuttle service, room service, and spa. And this one is for actually inserting the dynamic variables. Let me run you through how this works. So basically what happens is a webhook gets triggered when a call is made. So if you go back into Vappy, you can click onto phone numbers, and Vappy actually provides free phone numbers to use, which is great. I created a phone number, and it's important here that you don't select an assistant. Don't select one. We can select that one later on. So basically Vappy receives a phone number, which instantly triggers this. This then gets sent to Google Sheets. And within Google Sheets, you can then, this could for example be your hotel software, you can then insert the phone number that the customer called from. And then based on that phone number, it searches through all these rows until it finds that phone number, which in this case, this is mine. And then it would automatically retrieve the email, the room type, the room number, and the name based on the phone number that just called. That then gets sent into here, where we make custom variables from this. That gets formatted into a JSON structure, sent to Vappy once again with the assistant ID. And here, I'm going to blur this out, but here it's very important that you add your assistant ID, which you can find if you go into Vappy. You can find that up here. This is your assistant ID. You copy that, you place it into here. And once again, this can also be a dynamic variable. You can have multiple in here if you'd like. You can filter it out if you've got multiple assistants that should be activated, but in our case, we can just leave it at one. Once again, this request then here gets formatted and sent back. And the cool thing here is you see the assistant. That's this. And then you have the variable overrides, which are the variables that we just established, which is the name, the room type, and the email, I believe, and the room number. And basically what this allows us to do, I know this isn't a step-by-step tutorial, but I hope you can maybe understand the process a bit, or the way of thinking. Basically what you do is you retrieve the prompt from the assistant, and then you override the variables that we've written into the prompt with the new variables. So if you imagine that here you have, for example, name, that would then get replaced and sent back to the assistant with Liam Tjens, right? So that's basically what would happen. And that exchanges and swaps the prompt so that now when the call actually gets activated in the last step and the caller picks up and starts talking, the assistant already knows who's calling, what room number they are, what room type, and so on. That's probably the most technical thing that we'll do in this video. Just so you understand that there can actually be a dynamic prompt, which is very, very exciting to me. Now, next thing we can do when setting up one of these assistants, you can of course choose the provider, you can choose the model, just stick with OpenAI and GPT-4o, but you can also add a knowledge base. A knowledge base can basically be a document, in my case, where I just put some basic infos about the hotel, about the shuttle service, also the spa services, and then the different room types. So for example, it depends which room you're in. The TV remote is always at a different place. And this is where it's great that the assistant already knows that you're in an executive suite, for example. So when the caller calls, it knows, okay, executive suite. And when I ask, where's my remote? It automatically knows to look down here and answer based on this, because otherwise you'd have to say, I'm in the executive suite. And it's annoying if you have to repeat yourself after a while. You can import that very easily into Vappy by just basically clicking onto files and then choose a file and then upload it here and then attach that to your assistant. And now it can answer from this knowledge base. Transcriber settings, I'd leave everything just like I have it here. I wouldn't change anything. The voice you can play around with. You can use the voice library here to test out lots of different voices. In my case, I just choose a very professional English voice, but you can actually find one with, for example, a Swiss accent, which is interesting. And I always like turning the background sound off. You can choose from different background sounds, and feel free to copy these settings as well. play around with them, but that's just what's worked best for me. Now we get into the functions. The functions are what enable the assistant to book appointments and update these spreadsheets. So we'll go through them one by one, and I'll show you how I set these up. So you click onto Tools, and if you want to create a new tool, you click on Create New Tool, and we can go into these. Actually, I'll link a video of Henrik. He explained what these different functions mean and how to use them a lot better than I will be able to explain them now. So I'm going to link that up here somewhere for you to watch. And for now, let's just stick with the function. And there are 4 different functions that we have. Let's start with the spa. So if someone wants to book a spa appointment, first of all, what we have to do is check for availability. That's where the check calendar function comes in. You give it a name and you give it a description. And this description tells the assistant when am I allowed to use this tool. So for example, to check availability for a spa treatment. In the parameters, this is where you tell the assistant which information should I extract from the conversation. So in this case, what time does the caller want to book a spa treatment? And now we head into the next make workflow, which is this one. It looks very complicated, but trust me, it's not that bad. One sec, there we go. I'll show you what happens. So basically, when the assistant uses the check for availability function, this triggers. It first of all formats the time into a universal time format so that it's actually usable and that Google Calendar in our case understands it. So that's what all of these do. Then here we have a few filters, and these filters check what type of tool call it is, because you'll remember that we have 4 different ones, shuttle, book calendar, room service, and we want it not to send the information to everyone, we just want it to send it to one specific one. So that's why we have here check for the function name, and it has to be called check calendar. And here you write the exact same name that you've written here. This needs to be identical. Then what it does is it uses Google Calendar to check for availability, and next it formats it into the right time slot. And here once again there's 2 different scenarios. Either if the whole day is free, it tells the caller that look, the whole day is free, you can pick any time. If not the whole day is free, we have a small problem because Google Calendar only tells you which times are busy. And we don't want to tell the guest, this time is busy, this time is busy, this time is busy. We'd like to say the opposite, but what time is available. And that's where this little module comes in, where we've told ChatGPT, look, these are the, this is what Google Calendar said was already booked. Please check, please rephrase this to say, instead of saying these times are not available, tell them that these times are available. And if, for example, the time that they requested, which is this, the requested time, falls into a slot that's busy, please suggest 3 alternative time slots. That's what you saw in the demo example as well. That then gets sent back for the assistant to answer. The next tool, so for example, say you found a time that fits, you can use the book calendar tool. So now we've told the assistant to use this tool to actually finalize the booking. And here we wanted to extract 3 things: the name, the requested time, and also the treatment type. The name is something that it automatically knows, right? Because of the thing that we set up in the beginning. Requested time is what the requested time is. And the treatment type, it has to ask what type of massage do you want. And this is important because, for example, maybe the treatments have different times, or maybe in our case, what I wanted to do was the Google Calendar module to say Swedish massage for Liam, for example. And what happens here is the exact same thing. First of all, it formats the time, it goes through here, then this filter triggers. We look for the book calendar tool, which is the one that we just set up. Then it goes into the Google Calendar module and makes a new event at the requested time. And this is the stuff that I just said before. This will then say the name of the person and then the Swedish massage, for example. Cool. Next tools are the shuttle and room service. Shuttle is quite simple. Basically, once again, you do the same thing, give it a description, tell it what things to extract, the name, the time and date, and the destination. That then once again gets sent through here into, I believe, this filter, which then triggers a Google Sheets module. That is this Google Sheet. And that then basically just inserts the name, the date and time, and the destination, so that you've got a nice overview here. And of course, you can keep going from this and send automatic notifications to your staff that someone wants to be picked up at 7 p.m. Same thing basically goes for the last tool, which is room service. Give it a description, a name, and then tell it to extract the name, the time, the room number. Name and room number, once again, it already knows, and the service type. So in my case, coconut water. And then that sends it down here through this filter to another Google Sheets module and tells it to insert the name, the room number, the request, and the time. And that then looks like this. It inserts it here. There we go. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all there is to an assistant like this. And I know it looks very, very complicated. I'd actually like to tell you where I learned all of this. It's a school community by Henrik and Jannis. I'll leave the link in the description. It is a fantastic place to learn all of this. And yeah, it's been the most supportive community that I've ever found in the AI space in general. It's got around 1,000 members, so there's enough people in there to give you the quality answers that you're looking for, but not so many that you get lost. So I can highly recommend that. I'll leave the link in the description if you'd like to join. Alright, so I hope you got some value from this video. Maybe you understand now how powerful these AI agents are and how you can enhance your customer experience with one of these. Once again, you can integrate this into any software you like. You can add as many arms and legs and tools as you'd like to, and these things really get very powerful after a while. If you're looking for more content like this, I've already made one other video showing you how to set an agent up which answers all your inbound phone calls. So instead of having 1 or 2 staff members sitting there answering questions and making reservations, AI can do this for you 24/7. If you'd like to learn how to build that, click this video. Otherwise, I've made another video testing that exact AI agent against 100 real hotels to see how it performs in real life. Once again, if you'd like to book a free AI consultation call with myself, feel free to use the first link in the description to schedule a 30-minute AI consultation call. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you in the next one.